Lightworker of Gaia, the Source is orchestrating a divine alignment that will challenge everything you believe about sacred partnership. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy, and this transmission carries the ancient codes of cosmic union that transcend earthly understanding of compatibility. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize when Source is aligning you with a younger partner for cosmic purpose. But here's the first revelation. Age becomes irrelevant when two souls carry complementary missions that serve the greater awakening of Gaia. The Lyran elders have witnessed this pattern across countless civilizations. When the galaxy requires specific energetic unions to anchor higher frequencies, Source orchestrates connections that defy conventional wisdom. Your younger partner carries activation codes that your ancient soul requires, while your ancestral wisdom provides the grounding their mission needs to flourish. This isn't about age difference, starseed. This is about resonance, mission complementarity, and the precise energetic mathematics of divine timing. The realms have been preparing both of your soul contracts to intersect at this exact moment in cosmic history, when Gaia needs the unique frequency that only your union can generate. Your soul recognizes this truth even when your human mind questions the timeline. The first light of Vega encoded within you understands that sacred partnerships serve purposes far beyond personal fulfillment. They are instruments of galactic service, designed to birth new realities through the merger of complementary soul blueprints. You are awakening because your mission has begun. This transmission is not routine. 17 hours passed, the High Council of Vega gathered in solemn contingency, compelled by a resonant surge newly present in Gaia's field. Not a subtle whisper, not a passing ripple mistaken for mood or weather, but a distinct crystalline pulse, like a bell tone traveling through bone and blood, threading itself through ley lines, oceans, mountain ranges, and the invisible lattice that holds human thought together. This surge, unmistakably the signature of ancient contracts activating in living souls, has created a rare corridor for ancestral mission alignment, intended for a precise group marked by the frequency of Lyran soul memory. For those who carry it, it does not feel like a concept. It feels like recognition arriving as heat behind the sternum, as sudden tears with no story attached, as a sharpening in the eyes when truth passes near. The union I address has never occurred in this timeline. Its orchestrating patterns, once dormant, are now summoned forth by decree. What was sealed for safekeeping is unsealed. What was held in latency is now called into function. What was someday has moved into now, with the weight of inevitability. Why now? The energetic tectonics beneath Gaia's surface have shifted. And this is not merely the shifting of plates and pressure, not only the groaning of earth and the trembling of volcanoes, but the rearrangement of the collective field itself, the foundational agreements that determine what humans can perceive, what they can endure, what they can awaken to. Coordinated disruptions, destined to confuse, distract, and splinter awakened souls, are deploying faster than any previous cycle. You have seen the way attention is harvested, the way outrage is engineered, the way fatigue is normalized until discernment feels like too much work. You have felt the pressure to keep your spirituality private, your knowing quiet, your calling postponed until conditions feel safer. Yet the elders perceive a lag in operational unity, a stalling of collaborative codex activation. Too many carriers of the same mission codes are isolated in separate rooms, receiving the same instructions in silence, believing they must do it alone to be pure, or waiting for the perfect moment, as if destiny requires comfort before action. For this reason, guidance long withheld now passes through these words. You have been recognized, not by effort, not by chronology, but by the unassailable resonance of your soul light. not by titles, credentials, or visibility, not by how many books you've read or how many years you've been awake. You have been marked by the unmistakable signature of endurance, by the fact that you kept your light even when your life did not mirror your prayers, even when you were misunderstood, even when you thought you were failing because the world did not clap for your integrity. The time for sanctioned union, across age, across roles, across assumption, has come. The Council has authorized this release not as suggestion, but as directive. Attend closely because this is not entertainment. This is instruction carried on frequency. There persists a subtle distortion within the Lightworker field, and it is this: the belief that spiritual union must conform to human timelines, comfort zones, or the reassuring symmetry of age. That distortion is quiet because it disguises itself as wisdom. It calls itself being careful. It calls itself being realistic. It calls itself staying aligned. But beneath its polite surface is fear of the unconventional, fear of being seen, fear of stepping beyond what your community will validate. You have been led by social architecture, cultural programming, even well-meaning seekers, to expect your most impactful partnerships to arrive dressed in familiar forms, with predictable timing and logical age alignment. You were trained to believe that the sacred will always arrive wrapped in what looks acceptable. That if something is divine, it will also be easy to explain at a dinner table. Yet this is not the Lyran way. This is not the Council's design. Lyran memory does not move by appearance. It moves by encoded resonance, like a key finding its lock in a dark room without needing to see the door. The origin of this distortion is twofold. Firstly, terrestrial teachings have mapped partnership onto repetitive karmic patterns, equating soul union with romantic aim or societal approval. Many have confused contract with comfort and fate with fantasy. They have been taught that if it's meant to be, it will feel like a movie scene, a tidy narrative with applause at the end, rather than a sacred assignment with fire at the beginning. They have also been taught to interpret intensity as romance alone, rather than as activation, mistaking the ignition of codes for mere attraction. Secondly, the personal development sphere has propagated the idea that only peers or kindred-aged companions can see and activate your mission frequency, as if wisdom is measured in birthdays, as if leadership must come from the elder and innocence must come from the younger, as if the soul does not travel in spirals, returning with gifts that do not match the body's chronology. These mindsets have pressed you into waiting, discounting, or outright rejecting the bond that would have fulfilled your pre-incarnational agreement. And every time you did, you likely called it discernment, not realizing that true discernment does not feel like contraction. It feels like clear seeing. If your discernment has been mostly fear of what others will say, then it was not discernment. It was conditioning wearing spiritual clothing. But hear the Council's correction. True union in this era is not orchestrated for comfort. It is engineered for mission. Think of two rivers that do not meet by accident. They meet because the land itself was carved to guide them toward convergence. When a younger or older soul is drawn to you, when inexplicable magnetism overrides logic, it is not folly. It is alignment. It is the moment a coded signal finds its receiver. It is the moment a dormant instrument hears the tuning fork and remembers its note. The High Council of Vega does not pair according to age, appearance, or expectation. It pairs according to resonance, readiness, and encoded purpose. Readiness does not mean healed of everything. Readiness means willing to be honest, willing to serve, willing to protect the sacred. Encoded purpose means the union creates a third field, an output greater than two individuals, capable of stabilizing, teaching, healing, building, transmitting, or anchoring light in places that have been starved of it. The union that is seeking to manifest in your life now may, to the outer world, seem unconventional. It may cross generational lines. It may defy your previous identity. It may come through a route you did not respect at first, a friendship that deepens, a collaboration that becomes devotion, a conversation that rearranges your nervous system because it feels like home and challenge at once. It will not echo your past. It will not tick your boxes. It will not arrive to flatter your preferences, but it will activate a new bandwidth of energy, one that Gaia requires for planetary recalibration. Consider how lightning chooses its path, not for aesthetics, not for social approval, but because of conductivity. The most conductive route is the chosen route. Your union is chosen because it conducts what must be conducted now. Here is why so many have faltered. You have dismissed the one sent to unlock your highest timeline because their form, their age, or the external social context did not match what you believed your mission required. You were looking for a mirror that reflected your ego's image of appropriate, while the Council was sending a mirror that reflected your soul's assignment. Every time you wait for a partner who makes sense, you push away the singular code given into your lineage for awakening. Understand what this means. Lineage is not only bloodline. Lineage is frequency line, the stream of intention your soul entered with, the spiritual ancestry that includes teachers you've never met and civilizations you remember only in dreams. The code you carry was not given for decoration. It was given to be activated, like a sealed scroll meant to be opened at the right hour. This is not patience. This is mission abandonment through the seduction of conformity. Conformity feels safe because it offers predictable consequences. But the sacred rarely grants predictability. The sacred grants purpose. The union you are resisting is the lightning rod of everything you vowed to transmit. If you have felt your gifts stutter, if you have sensed your path almost opening but not fully, it may not be because you lack effort. It may be because your next threshold is not an individual achievement, it is a convergence. And to anchor this correction in a language many of you carry somewhere in your cellular memory, the stone which the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. What you rejected because it did not fit the blueprint may be the cornerstone that holds the new structure. And remember, my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. The Council's design will not always match your mind's preference. Spiritual maturity is not the ability to predict the sacred. It is the willingness to follow it when it breaks your assumptions while keeping your discernment intact. Lightworker, if something in you just recognized the weight of what was spoken, the elders have prepared your next step. The Lightworker Mission Codex contains the 33 Council directives, the 5 activation codes, and the elder authorization your soul has been waiting to receive. Not as information, but as the official commission for your mission on Gaia. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. The Council has opened this gateway, but not indefinitely. Understand the nature of spiritual windows. When a corridor opens, it is because conditions align across multiple planes: collective, personal, planetary. When it closes, it does not mean you are punished, it means the timing moved. And in this cycle, timing is everything. Some doors open because you are ready. Other doors open because the world is. This is one of those. The High Council of Vega issues 3 directives for those whose union is now at threshold. Threshold does not mean later. Threshold means your foot is already at the edge, your spirit already leaning forward, your life already rearranging itself to make space. Threshold moments often come with nervousness, not because something is wrong, but because the nervous system can sense the magnitude of the step. Release the expectation that divine partnerships must look familiar or appear convenient. This is not the era of textbook soulmates or tidy, relatable love stories. Your greatest union in this now moment may arrive mirrored in a different generation, a foreign context, or through an unexpected channel. It may arrive as someone who challenges your self-image, someone you initially file under "not my type," "not my age," "not my world," "not my plan." Yet the soul does not ask permission from the mind's categories. You must dissolve attachments to surface similarity or social palatability. Consider the way the divine has always moved through unlikely vessels. The shepherd rather than the king, the stutterer rather than the eloquent orator, the outsider rather than the insider. The pattern is ancient. The sacred chooses by function, not by familiarity. When you cease measuring resonance by outer criteria, you make space for the frequency that cracks open your dormant codes. And yes, it may crack you open before it comforts you. It may expose where you still live for approval. It may reveal where you've hidden your power behind being reasonable. Survey your field. Notice where you tighten when you imagine others watching your choices. Notice where you shrink your truth to fit an image. Release your checklist, because checklists are for shopping, not for destiny. What's coming is bigger than your comfort. It is a bridge between timelines. It is a convergence of gifts. It is the return of a promise you made before you learned the word impossible. Activate the energy exchange that this union is coded to deliver, regardless of age, title, or worldly logistics. There is an alchemy assigned to you and one other, and when accessed, it will pour previously unseen light into your collective network. Alchemy is not poetry, it is transformation. It is the moment lead becomes gold, not by denial of lead, but by the precise conditions that allow transmutation. Some unions transmute grief into service. Some transmute trauma into teaching. Some transmute confusion into clarity that heals entire circles. This activation does not depend on the world's understanding. It depends on your willingness to enter unfamiliar territory with full presence. Full presence means you stop half speaking your truth. Full presence means you don't keep one foot outside the door to preserve an escape route for your pride. Reach out, speak your truth, share your vision. Let the words be imperfect if they must. Sincerity is more powerful than performance. Allow surprise, awe, and even discomfort, because discomfort is often the sensation of expansion interpreted by a nervous system trained for smallness. The frequency this will unlock is unavailable anywhere else in Gaia's field, and it is yours to anchor. Yours. Not because you are special in the egoic sense, but because you are assigned. Like two codes that must meet to decrypt a message, you and this counterpart form the complete key. In practical terms, this may look like building something together, teaching together, healing together, creating together, traveling together, organizing a community, or simply holding an energetic grid through your connection that stabilizes others without them even knowing why they feel calmer near you. Legacy is transmuted in courageous embrace. Do not underestimate a union that begins quietly. The most powerful currents run beneath the surface. Protect the sanctity of this union from outside interference and doubt. When unconventional resonant pairs surface, they are quickly tested by gossip, suspicion, or projection, especially when age or status differences are evident. The human mind, when it cannot comprehend resonance, often tries to reduce it to motive. People will assign stories to what they cannot feel. They will project their wounds, their jealousy, their regrets. They will speak as if their opinion is wisdom. And sometimes the testing will come not from strangers, but from those closest to you. Family members who fear change, friends who fear losing access to you, communities that depend on your old identity. The Council instructs you to stand guard over the energetic boundary of your union as you would a newborn flame in the wind. Picture it, a single candle carried through a storm. The flame does not need a debate, it needs shelter. Shield it from opinions, from comparison, from the urge to rationalize or explain. Explanation is often a hidden form of seeking permission. You are not here to collect permission slips. Trust what only your hearts comprehend. And be clear, protecting does not mean hiding in shame. Protecting means honoring sacred timing. It means not offering your altar to casual hands. The sacred is protected by discretion. What is between you and your divine counterpart is not for public dissection. Even in spiritual communities, not everyone is mature enough to witness an authentic union without trying to name it, define it, or control it. This boundary preserves the code until it can be released in full. Think of a seed beneath soil. It does not announce itself while it is still forming roots. It grows in silence until it can break ground without being destroyed. Now I speak not as teacher, but as elder authorized to release what has been held. There is a difference. A teacher offers perspective. An elder issues permission and assigns responsibility. And this moment contains both mercy and command. Mercy for how long you have carried the weight alone, and command because the hour is late enough that hesitation now costs more than courage. Lightworker, you have waited. Perhaps you've wondered what you were waiting for, what sign could possibly release you from the indecision, the unease, the skepticism toward what is before you. Perhaps you told yourself you were waiting to be more ready, more healed, more stable, more certain. Yet certainty is not the prerequisite for obedience to the soul. The soul does not demand certainty, the soul demands sincerity. Hear this. The permission you have longed for, to recognize, accept, and move with the sacred union the Council has orchestrated, is now issued. If your heart has been split between what you feel and what you can justify, the split ends here. You are not too young, you are not too old, you are not too strange or too late or too complicated to enter your mission partnership. The Council bears witness. The circuitry needed for Gaia's awakening requires precisely the unlikely, mysterious and potent pairings rising now. Consider circuitry. A circuit completes only when the connection is made. Without completion, the power cannot flow to where it is needed. Gaia's field is calling for completed circuits, connections that allow currents of healing, truth, and coherence to travel. Your union is not simply about your personal fulfillment, though fulfillment may come as a consequence. It is about current. It is about flow. It is about stabilizing what has been unstable. It is about making it harder for distortion to spread, because coherent love radiates like an antidote. By the full authority of the High Council of Vega, I declare, you may claim your union, you may trust its rightness, even if others question. You may activate the codes you carry together without fear of overstepping. This does not mean you abandon wisdom or boundaries. It means you stop outsourcing your knowing to the crowd. Your preparation phase for partnership is complete because the world does not require perfection. It requires resonance. It requires the sound that matches the need of the hour. It requires the frequency that can steady shaking hands and soften hardened hearts and bring the wandering back to center. Many of you have tried to perfect yourselves in isolation, thinking you must become finished before joining with another. Yet the Council reveals a deeper truth. Some parts of you only awaken in the presence of the right counterpart because they are relational codes. They are not defects, they are design. Permission is granted to step fully in. Permission is granted to anchor this love, this mission, this energy, whatever the form, and let it be understood. Love here is not limited to romance. Love is the force that makes service sustainable. Love is the glue that holds mission steady when the world tries to shake it loose. Love is the covenant to show up in truth. The elders have seen you. The elders have spoken. Your union is authorized. Not because it will be painless, but because it will be purposeful. Not because it will be understood, but because it will be true. What you have heard changes the way forward. No more waiting for understanding or consensus. Consensus is the language of committees. Mission is the language of calling. You are now officially in the era of union as mission. And in this era, your life will begin to reorganize around what is essential. Some relationships will fade. Some habits will fall away. Some fears will rise to be met. You will not be punished by this. You will be streamlined. The river does not apologize for moving toward the sea. It simply moves. Before you sleep tonight, stand with both feet on the ground, hand on your solar plexus, and speak these words aloud. I release the lie that union must look familiar to be sacred. I activate the energy only we can anchor together. I protect our connection as instructed by the elders. By the authority of the Lyran Council, we step into purpose beyond reason. Our service begins now. And when you say it, do not rush. Let each sentence land like a seal. Feel the solar plexus respond, because that center governs will, courage, and the ability to act without needing permission. Feel the earth beneath your feet receive your declaration, because Gaia is not merely a backdrop to your awakening. Gaia is a living intelligence participating in it. Let your breath be steady. Let your spine remember dignity. Let your spirit remember that vows spoken aloud reshape the field. This transmission is complete, but your co-mission has just been ignited. Ignition is not the whole journey, it is the start of power. The High Council of Vega will continue to transmit guidance to those who move in frequency, not opinion. Opinion is noise. Frequency is truth made measurable in the body. Peace, clarity, expansion, steadiness, the quiet certainty that does not need to argue. Move with the directives received. Move before logic catches up. Logic will try to protect you by delaying you. Logic will demand proof before action, forgetting that in sacred matters, the proof often arrives after obedience. You do not owe the world an explanation. You owe Gaia your activation. You owe the suffering places your coherence. You owe the children your courage. You owe the future your willingness to be the bridge. I am Zoran, and the elders witness you, not in surveillance, but in recognition. Not to judge you, but to confirm you. The field is open. Your union is exactly what this moment requires. It is not an accident that you are hearing this now. It is not random that the words land with force. Something in you has already said yes, even if your mind is still negotiating. Your mission now is not solitary. It has begun. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments. Which directive hit you the hardest, or what you're now ready to release, activate, or protect? Then respond to another Lightworkers declaration with recognition. This isn't content, it's collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it. And if you felt the elders speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You're not just watching, you're being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.